And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s around the world. I'm Mozette, and here's your host and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Mozette. I am indeed Moses, and welcome to episode 701, the March Madness 2019 edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show as we get ready to take on free agency. So please put your tray table up and your seat back in the full upright position. Get comfy. Grab a desired beverage or sit of your choice, and remember, it's madness, I tell you. It's madness. Yeah, anyway, it's time to meet the posse for this show. First, as always, it is the yin to my yang. My partner in crime, it is Matt from merry old England. Hi, Matt.
Good morning, Moses. How are you?
Oh, Matt, I am splendiferous. How are you, sir?
7 years. The 7th season.
7th? See, can you believe? And if we don't get paid for this, so we don't have to ask for a raise every year. That's the reason we get to do 7 seasons, you know?
It's all new again. Every year, brand new. Wipe the slate clean. The whole posse thing. Everything's clear. We start from scratch again. I've got a new chair. It's all good.
Oh, yes. Super Bowl bound.
We'll see how long this one lasts.
Haven't lost a game yet.
Every year, check out the old chair. Get a new chair.
Oh, fantastic. New chair from Matt. That's fantastic. And, oh, look, there's our news hound, Shadowhawk Will. Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, just peachy keen, ready for a great new season. Still have the same old chair, but, you know.
Yay! Your chair is working just fine for you.
I haven't broken one yet.
Well, some of us have, but we won't go there. And then, look, there's Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Wonderful. Dustin, how about yourself?
I'm doing good. Had my hernia surgery a few weeks ago, and feeling good.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah. And also, I don't think I mentioned it on here at all, but I got a job with the Mariners too, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. You have to give us some behind the scenes.
Dustin.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Behind the scenes Mariners stuff. Congrats.
Yeah,
well done. How's our family dog? How's the show's dog mascot Kona doing?
Oh, she's doing real good. She's out hanging out with my wife right now, but yeah, she's no issues with her. She's loving life.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And she settled down after coming back from college. Bless her heart.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Gentlemen, welcome to the 7th season. It's I'm so glad to start this season with y'all, and let's go ahead and get the show started, shall we, sweet?
All right, fellas. Let's go!
Yes, let's go. This show is run just like a real NFL football game. 4 quarters and halftime. First quarter, will fill us in on news that we missed since we ended the 6th season. Quarter 2, we're going to have NFL Oscar movies. I'm going to take some NFL players and situations and show you how they're just like movies that were nominated for the Oscars a couple weeks ago, believe it or not. At halftime, I believe, if I check my records, gentlemen, that we have some unfinished business.
You and I have unfinished business.
We have unfinished business, Uma, and it's between Dustin and Matt. They're going to have to go through a special trivia duel to the death. Duel to crown season 6 halftime trivia champion of the world.
Dustin can win then. I'm happy. That's
all right. You don't have to duel to the death. How about duel to the mildly annoying?
Okay. Well, Dustin
we'll do that.
We can do that. We can do that.
Quarter 3 is a new game called Who's Faster. We'll talk about that when we get there. And quarter 4, we will give you our favorite free agent on our free agent wish list. Before we start, I do want to mention that Statsman Mark is still part of the show. He is not here this evening. Apparently, he a couple days ago, he went to Vegas, you remember, a few weeks ago at the end of season 6. And there was a knock on his door, and this lady was there, and he said, "Who are you?" And she said, "Don't you remember you married me?" So he's getting that annulment while we're talking. But before we go on, please like, share, subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Join our Facebook group, 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Also on Twitter at Seahawk Positivity. Email 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts. And let's get to the first quarter and news. Yes, news from around the NFL with our news hound Will. It's the 12-Man Fan Jam Show News Report brought to you this week by our sponsor, the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Game of NFL Free Agency. Yes, spin the wheel and take your NFL player around the game board. Avoid long, painful contract negotiations. skip past the land of franchise tagging, try to jump over the pit of interrogation at the dreaded press conferences, and be the first to sign the big deal that will cripple your NFL franchise for years to come. It's the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Game of NFL Free Agency, sold at no game store near you. Will, what you got for us?
Well, Moses, my first story, and the first story of the year, comes from your own backyard, the NFL Scouting Combine, which wrapped up this past week.
Indeed it did.
And specifically concerning Ole Miss wide receiver DK Metcalf, who turned some heads with some of his measurables, ran the 40-yard dash in 4.3 seconds, 27 reps on the bench press, which is pretty good for a receiver. But there is one measurement that is drawing a lot of raised eyebrows, and that's his body fat percentage, which was reported at 1.6%. Now, Joe DeFranco, a personal trainer and gym owner who apparently has trained a lot of NFL players for the Combine, said basically, no, it's not possible. That's why I'm shocked that the NFL put it out there. DeFranco continued, you need at least 3% body fat for your organs to function. If somebody's body fat percentage legitimately dips under 2%, that's not an impressive physique. That's a medical emergency. Get that person to the hospital ASAP before they die.
Wow.
It's not something we're looking at and going, wow, how impressive. That person needs their life to be saved. So, DK Metcalf may not be quite as cut as reported, but
1.6. I would think your nipple's at least 1. I mean, right. I don't know.
Maybe. I need to have a little look back through my body fat diary, and I think the last time I was 1.6%, page 7, is going to be when I was a sperm. That was the last time I was a body weight of 1.6%.
Yeah.
Dustin, I did the math for you because I know how much you love math.
That's
98.4% non-body fat, if you're to catch it up. That doesn't leave a lot of room for non-body fat, and I think we all know what we're referencing, and I'm not going there, but that's not a muscle. I'm sorry. So if that's not a muscle, that's got to be part of the 1.6, right? Am I right?
You must be.
Okay. Okay. But I'm referring, of course, I'm referring to hair. Is what I'm referring to as hair. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you meant earlobes.
Yeah. That's another thing. Fat. Earlobes. That's got to be 0.5, right? I mean, come on. Yeah. Jeez. Unbelievable. And then they have that picture of him. And the only thing I kept thinking is everyone's like, wow, what a great. And I'm thinking, do you remember, what was it, Daryl Boston that played receiver? And you probably is before your time, guys.
Oh, David Boston, yeah.
David Boston, that's who it was. Thank you. David Boston, who played for the Cardinals all those years. And he had some decent years, but then he went down to San Diego and fell off the map. And this guy was like, he was built like that. Remember, Will?
Yeah, he was built like that. I just remember that he had nipple rings on, and he wore them during practice and games, and he told people in practice not to hit him in the chest because it would hurt his nipple rings.
Wow.
What?
Progressive. Well, I don't know how we're going to top this story, Will. Do you even have anything else that could possibly top this?
Well, Moses, we need to pour one out, I'm afraid.
Oh, dear.
God.
The Booger Mobile is no more.
Oh,
thank goodness.
The sideline contraption that Booger McFarland rode in Monday Night Football games last year has been officially retired. Apparently they didn't use it the last few games of the season. I don't know. I wasn't watching much Monday Night Football last year. But the little sideline platform with Booger McFarland is a experiment that is no more. But McFarland, they're sticking around. They're going to a two-man booth next year. Jason Witten, of course, is going back to the NFL. Joe Tessitore and Booger McFarland will be in the booth for next year. No. And Jim Miller, who has written a lot on ESPN, said that the only way they're going to more than two people in the booth is if Peyton Manning agreed to be the third person. So
wow.
No more Booger McFarland riding around on the sidelines, and maybe Peyton Manning in the booth stage.
You know, when you said they weren't done yet, I had a feel your next sentence was going to be, they're going to put Booger McFarland, hoist him up like they do that camera across the field, and just like fly. There'd be like 20 people holding it. Go left, go right.
That'd be awesome.
Well, I heard if they play a Monday Night Football game in Seattle this year, they're going to raise him with the 12th man flag.
Well, and he has such great insight. Like, well, if they get more first downs, they'll move down the field faster. Oh, okay, thanks, Booger. Appreciate that.
That's deep.
Yeah, the Booger Mobile. It sounds like something that's in the playground in elementary school. The Booger Mobile.
So does that mean it's now Booger in the booth?
There's the Booger in the booth.
Yep, they're gonna want to clean that.
Yeah, they're gonna want to get some white.
They're going to clean that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't tell the kids. Hey, kids, there's no more Booger Mobile. I'm sorry. No, there's no more Booger Mobile. Oh, okay, they don't know the difference. They're excited about the Booger Mobile, but unfortunately, he's going to be up in the box now, which had my hopes up there, Will, for a second, but he's still hanging around like a bad penny, isn't he?
Yeah, best I can do, Moses. So.
That's okay. That's all right.
So is it then Booger in the box? In which case, it sounds like a really rubbish gift.
Yeah.
Wait, he said Booger in the box. Wake up. Gee, sorry.
No,
there are worse things in the box. I can remember a certain SNL sketch.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
One? Oh, no, we're not going there. We're not going there. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of things in sports. It takes a lot for something to be universally hated like that, and I don't think anybody liked that.
Tom Brady.
Like that thing at all. I wonder if the person who came up with the idea got fired.
Yeah, I did not like it at all, ever.
No, it's not like Monday Night Football has much to offer these days anyway.
No.
So
No. Apart from the theme tune. It's got a good theme tune.
There is. Well, it has a great theme song. There is one more news story that came across a couple of days ago, and I just wanted to share this because, real quick, it's a good one. The Bears, they had their trouble with Cody Parkey. Remember the double doink in the playoffs?
Yep.
That he kicked, and they signed a new kicker this week, and his name is Chris Blewett, and I'm not making this up. His last name is Blewitt, Chris Blewett. Nick, can you imagine Chicago trip when he blows a kick? I mean, I don't know.
Headline writes itself.
Yeah, well, I heard someone today is I don't feel so bad for him as I do his sister because Darlene Blewett would be
Yeah, that would be worse.
What a way to go through life. But Chris Blewett. Let's hope he makes it. He did sign. Let's hope he gets the job because that was just that. You can't make that stuff up. So anyway,
you want a Chris Blewett, and then you want someone like John Mader.
Nailed it.
And ironically, Chris Blewett would turn out to be the better kicker if that was
How true. Well, thank you so much for the news.
Anytime, Moses.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter.
It's the end of the first quarter, bitches.
Coming up on this March Madness 2019 edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a halftime trivia challenge to crown the Season 6 champion once and for all. But coming up next, we go to the Oscars with the NFL. What? I know. Right after this.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
I like it!
Holy shit, it's the second quarter.
Here we are at the second quarter of the first episode of the 7th season of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A couple of Sundays ago, Hollywood got all gussied up and had the Academy Awards. I don't know, did you guys watch them? Dustin?
I did.
No.
Matt,
Nope.
Matt, you watched them?
They were on about sort of 1 a.m. or something, so yeah, I did.
Yeah. Will Bob Cooter. Will, did you watch them?
I did not.
Well, did I kind of flipped on and off because I think it was Sunday night, so it's Walking Dead night in my house. So, but then I taped them and then I watched like highlights. And as I was sitting there watching Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga dry hump each other with their eyes while singing on stage, it occurred to me that some of these Oscar-nominated films I saw that night kind of remind me of the NFL. I don't know if you noticed that. So, if you didn't, you're in luck because it's time for Moses to take you and the NFL at the movies. Yes! NFL at the movies, where I find all these films that are kind of related to the NFL that were Oscar nominated in some way or another. So, for example, Let me give you some samples just to give you a little flavor of what I'm talking about here. See, there's this movie, the Black Klansman. Have you seen this?
No, but I think I saw the Dave Chappelle skit.
Yeah, yeah. It's a film based on a true story of Ron Stallworth, who was a black police officer who wanted to infiltrate the KKK. And so I'm thinking, man going behind enemy lines kind of sounds like the Richard Sherman story, doesn't it? A little bit, because he's the 49ers now. You see how that works?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a movie called The Quiet Place. Have you seen The Quiet Place?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Well,
Yeah.
The Quiet Place is a movie that revolves around a family facing struggles to survive in a post-apocalyptic world inhabited by blind extraterrestrial creatures with an acute sense of hearing. But the term A Quiet Place reminded me it's also a movie made in 2018 about where the San Francisco 49ers play. Because it's kind of quiet there. They don't say a lot because there's not a lot to cheer about. Hey! Here's another one. A Star is Born. Star is Born is a movie about a no-name coming out of nowhere and making it big. So in the NFL in 2018, that could be called the Philip Lindsay story. The running back for Denver was undrafted, and he's a Pro Bowler. This is great. It gets better. Don't worry.
No, I mean, that's a legit comparison.
Yeah, I think so too. Not so much funny as true.
Yeah.
You might find this one both. Roma is a semi-biographical take on upbringing in the neighborhood in Mexico City. There's also an autobiographical film being made about an underachieving quarterback in Dallas called Romo. Roma.
Saw that one coming.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Welcome back, Matt. Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Have you seen Bohemian Rhapsody yet?
I haven't actually, no, but it's on my list.
Me too. Isn't that sad? How have we not seen this yet?
I know.
Bohemian Rhapsody took us behind the scenes of the legendary rock group Queen and their legendary frontman Freddie Mercury. That's Bohemian Rhapsody. A Cleveland Rhapsody is what the Browns fans feel every time Baker Mayfield throws a touchdown pass. So, Cleveland Rhapsody, see? Magnifico.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a joke about Aaron Rodgers, but it didn't materialize.
If you know what I mean.
I did not go there. I did go here.
You did go here, though. Get ready.
I went here. There's a movie called Black Panther. Have you seen Black Panther, Will?
Yes, I have.
Your reviews liked it?
That was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. It's another one like
Wakanda
Bohemian
Forever.
Rhapsody. Yeah, Wakanda. Yeah, whatever. So in Black Panther, it's crowned King of Wakanda following his father's death. There's a 2018 playoff highlight film and one planned for 2019 for the playoffs with the same name called No Panther, because they won't be in it.
Nice.
Thanks, Dustin. No Panther, Black Panther. And finally, thank God.
Thank goodness.
Sequel
Finally,
Sex Panther.
mercifully, the movie The Favorite.
Yes.
The Favorite. Have you seen that one, Matt?
Yes.
Yes, I want to see it because I like Emma Stone a lot. Anyway, The Favorite
Take tissues.
examines the relationship between two cousins trying to be court favorites with Queen Anne. In the NFL, the film The Favorite would star Tom Brady and every official in the NFL.
Strong supporting
Let
cast.
it go, Moses.
I can't. All right. That was my look at the NFL at the movies, and now we're going to halftime.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
Oh, coming up, so much more show. What free agents would we like to see in a Seahawk uniform? Who was the faster Seahawk to run the 40 at the Combine? Should we judge an offensive lineman by his vertical jump? All these answers and more just around the corner, but before that, it's Dustin. It's Matt. One-on-one, mano-y-mano, hand-to-hand, eye-to-eye. Almost, if Dustin gets something to stand on. For halftime trivia champion of Season 6. And that's next.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
Yes, it's halftime, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of last season. We had 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia throughout the entire season, and when the dust settled, two posse members stood at the top of the leaderboard. Dustin and Matt were tied. So now it's time to settle the score from season 6 once and for all. Here's how this will work. Dustin and Matt will ask me and will ask Will for a set of 2 statements about ourselves. One of the statements will be true. One of them will not be true. All you have to do is figure out which one is true.
All right.
That's ruined your Google tactic, Dustin.
Dustin?
Was that?
That ruined your Google.
No, I have a dossier on all of you. So.
I believe Dustin was
He
last
worked
year's...
for the NSA, Moses. So
Well, I'm in trouble. Dustin, I believe you won last year's special playoff, did you not?
Yes.
Yes, just say yes.
Yes.
So you get to decide. You get to decide who you want to hear first from. Or who should go first, Will or myself? Who do you want to hear from first? Who's going to go first, Will or me?
Go for it, Dennis.
Okay. Now you get to decide if you want to hear me first or second.
I thought that you were going first. I must have missed the rules. So.
Okay, I have 2 sets of 2 questions, 1 true and 1 false. Do you want to hear the first set or the second set?
Oh, okay, gotcha. First set, it's fine.
All right, Dustin.
what about the third set?
There's no third set. That's if there's a tie. No. All right, Dustin.
Yeah.
Here's my set of questions for you. Are you ready?
Yep.
Number 1. I once received a high five from Matt Hasselbeck. Number 2. Little Mo has met John Schneider. I once received a high five from Matt Hasselbeck, or Little Mo has met John Schneider. Which one is true? Which one is not?
Well, to be honest, I kind of felt like both of them were true because when you said them, I thought I remembered stories about them. So maybe not. I'll say the Matt Hasselbeck thing is true.
He says a high five from Matt Hasselbeck is true. And the correct answer is no! Little Mo met John Schneider at the opening of the 12-man exhibit at EMP. It was a special VIP situation, and he got to shake hand, or he got to meet him and talk to him. It was really cool. So he met John Schneider.
It was a reach around he got from Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
I knew there was some kind of hand thing there. I couldn't remember what it was.
Some kind of hand thing there. All right. Now it's Matt's turn with me. Matt,
okay.
Matt, are you ready?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. Which of these statements is true? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Blitz once gave me a tour. Number 2, I'm not going there. Blitz once gave me a tour, or I shook hands with Sean Alexander. Which one of those happened? Blitz once gave me a tour, or I shook hands with Sean Alexander. No, it was not at the stadium. If
do I get to ask the kids?
No. It's not a stadium tour. If it's a tour.
Do I get to ask Sean Alexander?
You can ask Sean Alexander.
On speed dial, so I just give him a ring.
Blitz once gave me a tour. I shook hands with Sean Alexander.
I reckon you shook hands with Sean Alexander at a signing.
Okay. I shook hands with Sean Alexander. And the answer is... No, I'm sorry. Blitz gave me a tour way back in 2000... What was that, Will? 2004 when we first met?
That was a long tour.
Yeah.
2003, 2004.
2003, 2004. We came out for the summer, and again, both of the truths I have to do with Neil Kiltman, because he hooked me up on both of them. Neil got me in touch with the guy at the time who was playing Blitz, and he said, "Hey, I'll give you a tour of the stadium, or the Cheney facility." And so he took us in and gave us a tour. It was really awesome.
Nice.
So
okay, I was thinking, man, that'd be a boring tour because if he's in costume, he can't even.
No, it was him, but he was the guy that played Blitz.
Okay.
It was the guy, and then at the game, he came over to us and jumped in our stands, and I said, "Do you remember me?" And he nodded yes, and he gave me a high five, and he couldn't talk, but Yeah. Okay. So anyway, you gentlemen are 0 for 0. So now, Dustin, do you want to hear the first set of wills or the second set?
The first set's great.
First set. All right. Dustin. Will, give him 2 statements.
I was going to do the same one anyway, but
Dang it.
Okay, Dustin. Well, in all my years as a Seahawk fan, I've gotten to see some pretty illustrious players take the field. So my two statements are the following. I was present for Dan McGuire's first and only victory as a starter at quarterback, or I was present for Rick Meyer's first victory starting at quarterback. Which one is true?
I'd like to take a stab at this after he's done.
Let's say McGuire.
Could I guess?
Thanks for verifying he was a quarterback. His first start at quarterback.
I think Dustin got it, but let's see. What's the deal? So in other words, yeah. Oh, really?
Nope. I was there for week 3 of the 1993 season when the New England Patriots came to town and Seattle beat the Patriots 10-9. With Rick Meyer beating Drew Bledsoe in what was not a great exhibition of football.
Barn burner.
Memories. All right.
Like the corners of my mind.
Listen, Matt, there's no pressure here because there is a final question, but it'd be nice for somebody to get something right. So, good luck.
Okay. Well, we do realize we're guessing. So
yeah,
of
course. Right. It is 50-50, yeah. Right.
Okay, so Matt, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've gotten a pretty good collection of Seahawk jerseys over the years. Mm-hmm. Which is my most regrettable Seahawk jersey purchase? 1.
I think I already know the answer to this.
Houshmandzadeh.
I purchased a TJ Houshmandzadeh jersey, or 2, I purchased
That's it.
That's the
a Matt Flynn jersey.
No.
Oh!
No. He won't mind the Flynn. Right. It's the Hoosh.
Well, right. that is correct. Yes.
Hey!
Yeah. It was actually a point of pride with me in the 2012 season that I did not purchase a Matt Flynn jersey, unlike a lot of people I saw in the stands that year. So
I think we have a pic of that too. If you're watching the broadcast,
yeah.
Whoosh. Pic of Will in the jersey.
Actually, frighteningly enough, I had 2 Houshmandzadeh jerseys.
Oh no!
But the Pro Shop did a trade-in, so I traded in the white Houshmandzadeh jersey. I kept the green one as an object lesson. never buy a jersey after you've been drinking.
Nice.
No. Or get a tattoo. Those are the rules.
Well, you should have. If you were going to get anything to remember Houshmandzadeh. And I know if our buddy Mark was here, he'd say, "Well, did you get a watch?" Because that whole story.
Sadly, no.
Yeah. The story is, he talked to Mora and he said, I promised I'm going to side with you guys, I think, but I got to go to Minnesota. And Mora's like, I don't want you to go to Minnesota. Houshmandzadeh said, look, just to show you I'm coming back, here's my watch. And literally gave his watch off his wrist to Mora. And then went to Minnesota and then came back and signed with us. But anyway, it's an exciting story, but so's the final question.
Oh?
Is it true, false?
Don't keep us in suspense, Moses.
Sorry. Final question. Here we go. I got so excited, I fainted.
He forgot to talk.
Final question. Here we go. We're 2 points, and of course that means we're going to have a winner because it's 1-0. So there will be no overtime question. Matt gets to go second. Dustin goes first. Are you ready?
Ready as I'm
your
gonna
overtime. Be. Your overtime. Your final question is this:
How old was Dennis when he first?
What college did Mosette? No. Okay. We had trivia contests all throughout season 6, and you guys tied. What I want to know is how many overtime trivia games did we hold in season 6? How many of the overtime games how many games halftime trivia went to overtime in season 6? The entire season 6. How many went to overtime? Dustin?
Wow. To be honest, I don't remember any of them going to overtime. So
you can say 0.
Yeah, it makes it real easy on Matt that way, though.
That's true.
I'll say 2.
Dustin will say 2. Matt?
I'll say 3.
Matt will say 3. How many overtime contests did we have? Well, I'm pausing for effect because I'll tell you the overtime question while we're going with this. The overtime question would have been, how many trivia contests in season 6 were won by someone who wasn't Matt or Dustin? And that would have been, there were 6
Depressingly
of them.
few.
My answers would have been the same.
Would have been 6. 2 by Will, 2 by Mark, and 1 by our friend from Hawk Talk and Chris Genie, and 1 from Mike Pascal. But anyway, back to this question. How many overtime halftime trivia games were there held in season 6? And the answer is 2! Back to back champion. It's Thundercats. It's Dustin. Congratulations, Dustin.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. The man absolutely crushes 2 seasons in a row as all-time 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion of season 6.
Of the world.
In the world, sorry. What an amazing, spine-tingling, nerve-wracking, heart-stopping, emotional 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia.
Yeah, we got 2 questions right.
Okay. Congratulations, Dustin. You are champion of the season.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the third quarter. We are going to see who was faster in the third quarter by doing some combine times of recent and former Seahawk players head-to-head. We'll be right back after this. Thundercats, do us all a favor and head us into the third quarter.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
I'm surrounded by idiots! Idiots!
Holy shit, it's the third quarter.
Well, guys, I heard that when Sass and Mark was in Vegas, like, he had a tiger delivered to his room and was like riding it around the whole hotel like he owned the place, man.
Well, he told me he punched out Carrot Top, so I don't.
Oh my god! I heard that too. Oh my god!
Well, I heard that he spent all night at an all drag bar. I mean, he said he'd never go, but he's ended up at a drag bar.
Dustin's grandma must have been there.
That's what I was saying. He told me he met my grandma there.
Oh, they're all true, I'm sure. Hey, well, we're talking about Statsman Mark and what he did in Vegas. Since he's not here to defend himself, we are going to start the third quarter of your 12-man Fan Jam Show. Hey, you! Yes, you clocking your grandma's 40 time. Like, share, and subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Join our Facebook group. See us on Podbean and on iTunes. Do it now before you make grandma run a cone drill. Oh, no, too late. Wow, congratulations again, Dustin, on being Season 6 champion.
No, thank you.
And before I start, this is the March Madness edition of the 2019 March Madness edition of your 12-man Fan Jam Show, because we all need a little touch of madness. Yeah! Little Night Ranger for you. It's for you, Mark. Right now, Mark is somewhere going, I have an 80s hairband going in my head, and it is Night Ranger. Touch of madness. Matt, you like the Night Ranger, do you?
No, not really.
No? Okay. Well, then we'll move on. Hey, it is
More
the
of a
third
Power
quarter.
Ranger fan.
Let's play a new game.
Yeah.
And this new game is going to be called Who is Faster? There you go. Who's faster? All right. Here's how this works.
Not that button.
It took a while
muted himself
for that
again.
car to get around that corner, baby. But when she did, she was flying. All right. Who was faster? Here's how this works. I'm going to give each of you 2 former or present Seahawks, and I have their 40 times, and you're going to have to tell me between the 2 who is faster. Of course, I'm not going, as Dustin would ask, I'm not giving you the 40 times. I'm just giving you the player names.
Okay.
But you have to tell us who ran the faster 40 at the Combine when they went to the Combine. All right?
Yep.
So we're going to start with our champion, Dustin.
Okay.
Dustin.
Yeah.
Who was faster? Rashad Penny or Trey Flowers?
Oh.
Rashad Penny or Trey Flowers? Who ran the faster Combine?
I think corners usually run a little faster, so I'll say Flowers.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. Well, Rashad Penny ran a 4.46. Trey Flowers ran a 4.45. You got it.
Woo, barely.
Dustin. Off he goes, guys. Good luck. All right. Matt, you're going to go second since you were in the contest as well.
Thanks.
Your two, excuse me, your 240 times I want to know who faster is Bruce Irvin or Golden Tate. Bruce Irvin or Golden Tate, who ran the 40 faster at the combine?
Well, the trouble is Golden Tate would probably have been distracted by all the women in the audience.
Which there was
and the
one,
Top Pot Donuts. So.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll go with Golden.
Going Golden?
Yeah.
Going. Yeah, unfortunately, he was distracted by, if he was distracted by anybody, it'd be somebody's wife. But we won't go there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. You went with Golden Tate. Bruce Irvin ran a 4.41, which is pretty daggone good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Golden Tate ran a 4.42.
Ooh.
So you missed that one.
Wow.
Yeah. So in other words, Bruce Irvin ran a faster 40 at the combine than Golden Tate.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming?
I'm not good at math, but I figured that one out.
I understood that concept.
Wow. But this, you look at it and go, wow. All right.
In other words.
Will.
Let me guess. Mine's not a football question.
Yeah. Will, yours are me and my friend Jason. No. Okay. Chris Carson or Alex Collins? Chris Carson or Alex Collins? Who ran the faster 40 at the combine? Chris Carson or Alex Collins? Collins not so much running anymore as driving. But that's, I'm sorry.
And not doing that very well either.
Yeah, sorry.
But I'm going to show the guys some love. I'm going to say Alex Collins.
He's going to say Alex Collins. Carson ran a 4.48. Collins ran a 4.59. So Carson was quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, and not by a little bit either.
And not by a little bit.
No, yeah.
Well, it was 4.58 and 4.59. Did I say 4.48? Carson ran a 4.58 and Alex ran a 4.59. I apologize.
Well, now I feel a little better. So.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I wish Mark was here, but this one's going to Dustin. And I wish Mark was here because it's one of his favorite players. Dustin, who ran the faster combine? Kristen Michael or CJ Procise?
Ooh.
Kristen Michael or CJ Procise, who ran the quicker 40? And Mark right now would chime in and say, after 20 yards, did he break his leg? No, but well, Dustin, he's kind of your favorite too.
Yeah.
Because on the injury report, you always had CJ Procise on there.
He's
job security.
I mean, that's just how it is. I'm gonna say it wasn't him. I'm sure he had injured himself before the 40. So I'll go the other guy.
The other guy.
Kristen Michael ran a 4.54. CJ Procise a 4.48. Sorry.
Wow.
All right, Matt, stop Googling. I hear it.
I'm actually, I'm sorry, I was writing something for the next section, but carry on.
It's your turn, sir.
Okay, brilliant, thank you.
So look alive. All right.
I'm barely awake, but carry on.
All right. Yours are two defensive backs that are no longer on the team.
All right.
Byron Maxwell or Jeremy Lane?
Probably Lane.
Okay. Well, somebody wants to get back to their typing, so we'll make this quick. You said Lane?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Byron Maxwell 4.46. Jeremy Lane 4.52.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Byron Maxwell quicker than Jeremy Lane.
He's waiting for
at the combine.
before he ran.
He's taller. He probably had a longer stride.
Oh, and last but not least, Will, who ran the faster 40 time? Russell Wilson or Richard Sherman? Russell Wilson or Richard Sherman, who ran the faster 40 time at the combine when they participated?
Oh, what the heck? I'll go Russell.
What the heck? Why not? Russell Wilson ran a 4.55 at the combine. Richard Sherman, a 4.56. Russell was quicker.
Wow.
Yeah. And the two that we're not going to do, Ethan Pochik was faster than Justin Britt, and Paul Richardson was slower than Shaquille Griffin. All right. Guess what, guys? Once again, the time has come for a final question. Yes! Our second final question of this show. And it's worth 2 points. In order, we'll go Matt, and then Will, and then Dustin. And here's what I want to know. It's a number, and it's going to be a 40 time, so it's going to be in hundreds of seconds. Yes, that's right, Dustin. It's going to be decimals. Here you go.
My mind's just because I didn't realize we were keeping score for this. I thought this was
I am, and there will be a champion crowned. So,
okay.
Matt will start. Yeah. Will second. Dustin third. Matt, your question is this. I want the 40 time at the Combine for Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner's 40 time.
3 weeks, 2 days.
3 weeks,
7
2 days. No.
I don't know. I reckon he did it in...
Reckon? All reckon?
I reckon he did it in 24 seconds.
24 seconds?
Yep. Because I reckon he had a drink halfway, he tackled someone on the sideline, then he ran across again, tackled another person in the open field, and then he crossed the line. 24 seconds.
Matt says 24 seconds. Will?
I'm going to take a more conventional guess and say 4.51 seconds.
What'd you say?
4.51.
4.51. So, Dustin, you have to decide between 24 and 4.51.
I think you should price this right, Matt, and do 24.1.
230.
Well, I'm in a bit of a conundrum because as soon as you asked the question, the number that popped in my head was a 4.5.
Oh.
Out of nowhere. So,
okay. So
I know he's fast. I'm gonna price this right. I'll stick with 4.45. I have no idea.
You're saying 4.45?
I'm going with my gut.
Is that what you're saying? 4.45?
Yeah, I'm not doing the smart thing.
So 4.45, 4.51, and 24 seconds. All right. The actual time of the Combine for Bobby Wagner was 4.46. Can you believe this?
Wow.
It happened again.
Nice.
Dustin is dominating the new season. Dominating, I'm telling you.
Oh, you said Bobby Wagner. I'm sorry. I gave you the figures for Eddie Lacy. I am sorry.
No! Oh, Bobby Wagner. By the way, the overtime question was the 40 time for Jermaine Ifedi. And that 24 seconds would have been a hell of a lot better guess at overtime.
Did not finish.
If you keep a score at home, 5-2-7 for Jermaine Ifedi. But it doesn't matter. We didn't need it because Dustin absolutely dominated 2 games in a row in this new season of your 12-Man Fan Jam show. Dustin, congratulations yet again.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
I definitely need a new theme song. That's what's dragging me down.
All we've heard is Thundercats all season long so far, baby.
I'm fine with that.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm alright with that, actually.
Another fun-filled, exciting, nerve-wracking game is in the books. Coming up next, we add a free agent to your Seahawks free of charge. You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam show, now made with 100% love.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam show. A Seahawk Positivity production.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so freaking excited.
Holy shit, it's the 4th quarter.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice. Yeah.
I was going to say we'll be right back. There's no reason to. All right. Hey, it's the final quarter of episode 701 of your 12-Man Fan Jam show, and it's time for us to add one and only free agent. One and only one free agent out there to our Seahawks. And, you know, wouldn't it be nice if you could just add a player like on Madden, not worry about that pesky thing like salary cap or locker room presence or, you know, all that stuff and that baggage that you have to deal with when you get a free agent. Well, that's what we do here. We just say it doesn't matter what the salary is. It doesn't matter what kind of guy the player is. You're going to add him to the Seahawks, and we're going to be happy with him. And Dustin, speaking of making yourself happy, something you do more regularly than you should.
Okay.
Make yourself happy and add yourself a free agent, shall you?
the same time, or like, am I taking
well,
turns doing this?
I will allow you to decide. You don't have your camera rolling, do you?
I do not know.
Okay,
All
go
right,
ahead.
I'm going to say I don't believe he's been franchise tagged. I believe he's going into free agency, but Trey Flowers.
Trey Flowers.
Yep, defensive end, New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. The more that we get, the better we can be.
And you know, the best thing about him is that you'd have Trey Flowers and Trey Flowers, which is just spectacular. No, it would be fantastic. By the way, free agency starts, I believe, on the 13th. Is that right?
Yeah, I was going to say it's next weekend.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Well, what time we're recording this? We're recording this on the 8th. So, next Wednesday. So, Trey Flowers, because of you can't have enough pass rushers. I agree with that. That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Yeah, it's an outstanding pick. It's a great pick.
That's the one you picked, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was my pick. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's not your fault. All right, Matt, break my heart.
Well, I mean, there's Bruce Irvin, I suppose, but I suppose if I had to pick anyone, I'd go with Ted Rath. Mm-hmm.
Ted Rath.
Yes, Sean McVay's get-back coach. That man's got good hands, and he's got lightning-fast reflexes. He has amazing upper body strength, and he's constantly watching the game, constantly watching the ball and watching what's happening. So I would have him on the team in an instant if I can get Bruce Irvin.
I thought you would have gone with Blair Walsh.
I missed that one.
You know what would be good instead of the get-back coach is if you put an invisible collar on the coach and you put a line down at the out of bounds. That'd be pretty awesome.
Could have used that for Mike Tomlin a couple of years ago.
You could have
stepped on the field of that Ravens game.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Just pull him right back, or put a collar on him and just pull. Is that it, Matt? You're going to get back coach?
I'm just going to stick with Ted Rath now. I'm done. He can do everything.
Fantastic. Well done. Will Bob Cooter, what you got?
Well, Moses, I'm kind of wanting us to take it easy in the free agent market because I want us to take our money and re-sign our own guys since we've got a lot of big-name players coming up. So
I agree with that.
If we are bargain bin shopping, I want them to do something to address our poor run defense from a year ago. Mm-hmm. And let's bring in Danny Shelton, defensive tackle, former Brown, former Patriot. I think we could get him relatively cheap. I think in a run-stuffing role, he can be effective here. And like I said, that saves more money for guys like a long-term deal for Frank Clark or Jaron Reed or Bobby Wagner or some guy named Wilson you may have heard of.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he went to Detroit, though.
Not that Wilson.
Were we not talking about Luke? Oh, okay.
No.
That's a good pick. That's a pretty good pick. Kind of like remember a few years ago in 2005 they got the Darby guy, right? Lineman, remember that?
Chuck Darby.
Yeah. Chuck Darby. Yeah. Kind of a run stopper, kind of a journeyman, not very expensive.
Daniels.
Yeah. That's a good pick. I'm going to go. I was going to go with the whole Trey Flowers thing, but then Dustin pulled the
Dustin.
rug right.
Yep.
But that's
I got
all right.
all the answers tonight.
That's cool. And then I was going to go with Landon Collins, but then Landon's been franchise tagged, so so much for that. Although I don't know if you guys saw. Did you see Frank Clark on Twitter when Landon was saying goodbye? That was brilliant. They were Landon Collins thought he was going to be gone from the Giants, so he had put this big old goodbye on Twitter, and he had said, thanks for everything. And what's his name? Frank Clark tweeted back, "The dark side awaits your arrival."
Yeah.
Which I thought was freaking hilarious.
He said something similar to the linebacker from Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Yeah, Quan Alexander.
Yeah, which is a great idea. Quan Alexander's a brilliant idea, but
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I'm going with a guy, which is kind of weird. He's a little old. But the reason I'm going with him is because I think he would like to play with us for two reasons. He is, at one time, from a division foe. He has always been extremely complimentary towards Russell Wilson.
Honey Badger.
Calling him the best player he ever played against. He likes the Seahawks. He likes the Legion of Boom. He's always respected our team. And I think for an opportunity for him to come back and play the Cardinals twice a week or twice a year in a Seahawk uniform, I think he would like that. I wouldn't mind seeing him. I think he would be a heck of a contributor. Now, I'm not saying
I'd love to have him back.
Yeah, for a couple years, 1 or 2. I mean, at least. And I think he would really, really be a nice fit. So I'm going Honey Badger, which is weird because you never thought you would pick a guy from, the Cardinals, but here I am. Of course, he's a Texan now, but I'm going with Honey Badger because I think Honey Badger don't care. And apparently neither does anyone else. So we'll move on.
No, it was a great pick. I'd love to have him back here.
I'll just wait for you to finish.
Well, I'm waiting for Mr. Get Back Coach over there to say something, Well, I picked the Get Back Coach. So, you're, Tyrann Mathieu. Well, I'm getting the Get Back Coach. Okay. Anyway, we like to know what you think. What free agent you would like to see in a Seahawk uniform. Comment at this the bottom of this video or wherever you find this video or on the 12-Man Fan Jam Show page. We'd love to hear your comments on who you think they should sign and shouldn't sign and all that fun stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll start in about a week. We'll have that free agent madness start and signings galore, I'm sure, for a lot of teams. It's already picked up a little bit over the last 24 hours, and I'm sure it's going to get a lot crazier over the weekend. So this is when the football starts getting revved up again, starts to be a little more exciting. And then, of course, our next show, 7:02, will be our pre-draft show in April. And as always, Will and I will be challenging each other in our draft face-off where Will always wins. But I try to put forth an effort on a draft. Of course, we'll have four draft picks to pick this year, Will, because we don't do the whole thing with the trading down. We just pick the picks that they're at. And so we're probably going to be – it's going to be easier for us this year to track our draft picks. But last year, Puna Ford, you picked Puna. You picked Puna. That's fun to say. You picked Puna. I actually had Puna on my list because I thought at one time my dad had driven a Puna Ford, but I guess I was wrong. But anyway, you had picked him, so I took him off my list, and you wound up winning because of Puna, I believe. Wasn't that the only one?
No, I also got Shaquem Griffin.
Oh, that's right. You hit him on the draft. You put him 5th round, right? Would you say 4th or 5th?
I had end of 4th, so yeah, right around that time.
Yeah, well done. So you kind of killed it last year. So the next show we'll have that draft challenge again, as always. So looking forward to that. But unfortunately right now, I think it's time to bring this 12-Man Fan Jam show to a close. And we're glad you decided to waste some of this off season with us. We hope you laughed a little or you learned some stuff. And wow, what did we learn? Well, we learned that 1.6% body fat is dangerous, apparently.
Nothing we have to worry about, though.
No. Oh, no. God, no. We learned the Booger Mobile is out of commission. Matt has been a victim. I'm sad to say. Dustin likes to make himself happy. Matt needs to find himself a get-back coach, and we all just need a little touch of madness. So, on behalf of my partner in crime, Matt, our Newshound Shadowhawk Will, Statsman Mark wherever he is, Dustin as the Beaver, Roger Goodell, Mosette Little Mo, and the rest of the gang, this is Moses saying until next time, as always, go Hawks!
Go Hawks!
Matt, if you need some counseling, I'm here for you.
Thanks, man. I just need some chocolate, really.
Will's not, but I will be.